Hey everyone, my name is Ronak, back with another video. This is 36th video in the Getting Started with the Machine Learning playlist, and in this video you are going to learn the Grid Search CV. So Grid Search CV is a form of hyperparameter tuning. So let us now first learn a little bit about what is hyperparameter tuning. Hyperparameter tuning. You will actually come to know what are hyperparameters. So basic hyperparameters, if we consider let's say random forest. So the basic parameters are the criterion, which is Gini or entropy, then the depth of the trees, then the number of n estimators. So these are the hyperparameters. Similarly with the k nearest neighbors, it is the k value. After that, it is the distance measure, which is distance matrix. So basically it can be either Euclidean, Minkowski, or let's say Manhattan. So why we actually need this hyperparameter tuning? Assuming the fact that, let's say, if you are looking forward to build a machine learning system and you go with the defaults, those default parameters are not going to work the best all the period of time. So you need something more accurate that can tell you what are the hyperparameters that you can tune in order to get the best results out of your data set. So that is something we actually go for, and in the long run it is very good thing because you can actually increase the accuracy of it and you can maintain a good position of your machine learning model. So hyperparameter tuning, it is a process of tweaking your ML algorithm to give best results. Okay, so it is a process of tweaking your ML algorithm to give the best results. So there are two procedures when we talk about hyperparameter tuning in the scikit. So basically sklearn is providing us something known as grid search CV, okay, grid search cross validation. So this method is exhaustive search method of the parameters. So you have to specify the parameters of your ML algo, then it is going to perform exhaustive search, which is going to go through each and every single parameter and give us the best outcome. Okay, so we have to give an estimate of parameters and we are going to give it, and then we are going to hand over it to sklearn and it is going to handle for us. That is so cool. Having said that, let us now start with our model. First of all, I'll say from sklearn.dataset. Alright, so I want to work on, let's say, one dataset. I'll say import load. Okay, so there are many datasets, so let us just stick to the breast cancer itself. Alright, and then I'll import pandas. So I'll say import pandas as PD, and later on I can say data is equal to load breast cancer. After that I'll say x is equal to, so I have my x where I'll say x is equal to, I want a data frame, so I'll say data frame, and inside this data frame I'm going to say data.data, that holds my data, and columns are basically the names, so I'll say data.feature names. Alright, so feature names holds the name of all of my columns, and then I also have my y where I'll say pd.series, and I'll say data is equal to data.target, and later on the name that I'll be giving it is, let's say, target. Alright, so I have my x and y ready with me. Now later we will also trend split it. Okay, so I'm not going to use cross validation because there is a concept of CV inside it, but let us now sample our data in some significant portions. Okay, so I'll say from sklearn.model_selection import trend split. Alright, trend split, and here I'll say x train, x test, y train. Okay, so this is the standard procedure that I have shown you multiple times in all of the videos. You can just follow it if you don't have any idea. Alright, and I'll give my test size as let's say 30%. Alright, so I have something 560 values, so 30% of it. Now I'll apply one ML algorithm. So I'll say from sklearn.neighbors import knn, so k nearest neighbors. Alright, k neighbors classifier. Here I'll say knn, and I'll say k neighbors classifier, and then I'll say knn.fit, which is going to take my x train, alright, and y train, and then I'm going to display the score of it. So I'll say knn.score, and here I can say let's say x train and y train itself. Alright, so I'll try to test the accuracies that I have. So it is saying 94%, not bad. So let us assume that this accuracy was very much low. In that scenario, we are going to require something known as grid search CV. I'll say from sklearn.model_selection import grid search CV. So this grid search CV basically takes a set of parameters where you have to feed it your model, your X, Y, your cross validation, and many more parameters. Okay, so cross validation I have already covered in the last tutorial. I would say it is the basis of this tutorial. So please go and study cross validation. If you don't know cross validation, then this is going to be quite hard for you. Okay, because I cannot explain you each and every single concept hidden in this. All right, so the way I do it, so I'll say grid. So grid is just the name of the variable that I'm making, and here I'll say grid search CV. Now this is going to take a set of parameters. So first I'm going to feed it my model, which is KNN. I'll just run this and show you. Okay, so I have error, I know, but if we click over here, shift and tap, I get all of the things that it takes. So it takes estimator. So this estimator is basically your model. Then it takes a param grid. All right. Then it takes scoring. So we can say accuracy for us. If you have regression problems, you can select mean square error. Then n jobs, so that is utilization of the cores of the computer. So I can say -1 because -1 basically indicates that I want to use whatever the way algorithm wants. I don't know. All right, so that is the meaning. So CV cross validation is basically we have to make some k-fold splits which will reflect with the respect of our algorithm. Then there is something known as verbose. So this verbose is actually an indication given to us by the algorithm of the performance progress. All right, so the way we start it, right before that I will have to add something. So I'll have to make that param grid. Okay, so if we see over here, there is this param grid. So this is a form of dictionary. All right, and we have to perform that. So I'll add one cell above, and here I'll say parameters, or let's say params. This is a key element relation where you have to feed the hyperparameters of the KNN. Now if we check KNN in the first place, I'll show you the way we can do it. The n neighbors is basically 5 by default, so we can give it a specific set of n neighbors. Then there is weights, algorithm, leaf size, p size, metric. So we are only going to tweak with, let's say, metric and weights. All right, and try to see the best things that we get. So the way we do it here, I'll say n neighbors. All right, if you don't know, you can just click over here, you can say shift enter. So n neighbors is my first parameter. I'll just copy this. All right, so that is much more better. I don't have to type. I'll put, so this is a dictionary format, and now in this list I can put a lot of parameters. I can say 3, 5, 7, 9 and 11. Okay, so these are the case size, the k value which I can test. Then there is something known as metric. So this metric is basically going to be a list of all the distance measures algorithms. So we can say Euclidean, then I can say Manhattan, and finally I can say Minkowski. And this does take time to train. All right, so now I'll just run this. I have my parameters. Okay, now here first thing it is going to require is estimators. So that estimator is your model. So I'll say KNN, comma. Now I have to pass my param grid. So this param grid is equal to params. All right, so that is a dictionary. Then I'll give it cross validation. I'll say 5 folds. All right, then I can say verbose. So verbose, let us keep it 3. All right, since it is a classification algorithm, you can say accuracy. And now I'll do this. Now we have our grid. Now we have to fit our model. All right, so it is going to take your xtrn and ytrn. So I'll say grid.fit, and it finished in format finished in 0.4 seconds. Okay, where it is giving us some things. Now I will show you how you can actually check that. The way we do it, I can say grid dot best params. So it says the metric is supposed to be Manhattan and n neighbors is equal to be 7. This actually states that this is the best thing. All right, the best accuracy that you can get. Similarly, you can also check for best score, which is 93%. So the way we can actually move with it is I can specify one more param if I want, but instead of that, what I'll do is I'll put all of this inside the single section, and I'll create for, let's say, logistic regression. So first, let me just work my way with the logistic regression. Okay, but right before that, I can say grid.predict. Okay, grid.predict. So the way I do it, I'll say ypred is equal to grid.predict, which is going to take my x-test. We have to also check the testing accuracies. All right, so keep that in mind. And here I can say from sklearn.metrics, I want to import accuracy score, which is going to take my ypred. So ytest first of all, and then ypred. Something's wrong. Okay, I'm extremely sorry. Okay, so this is supposed to come down. So here I'll say accuracy score, and here I'll paste it. Alright, I get the 93% accuracy. Now let me check for my KNN model, okay, which I have it over here in the model. So the way I do it, so what I'll do is I'll say YKNN is equal to KNN dot predict X test. So grid basically has my grid search, and another thing is about this. Alright, so Y test and Y underscore KNN. So it is 91. So our grid actually wins over here. Then there is something known as score, where you can actually give it X train and Y train to check the score of your model. So it says it is 95%. I would say the score is much more high than this. Alright, so it is working. So this is the way it works, and this is the grid. So okay, so the last one I want to actually show you, even with the logistic regression, that is sklearn dot linear model. I want to import logistic regression. Alright, logistic regression, and here I'll say log reg, just the name that I want to give so that I don't confuse with the thing, logistic regression. And later on I'll say log reg dot fit, which is going to take my X train. Okay, so log reg dot score, and we have an error. So you have to say solver is equal to, alright, and we have it. So it says 95%. Now I'm going to give it to the grid logistic, or let's say LR, which is logistic regression, and then I can say grid, and it is going to take the grid. Alright, and so grids are CV, and in this it is going to take the model. So I can say log reg. Alright, and after log reg I can say, so right before going with the parameters, I want to specify the parameters over here. So what I'll do, I'll just take these parameters. Alright, and here I'll say KNN, and I'll put it like this. Alright, and similarly I'll work my way. I'll say comma over here, and here I can say logistic regression. Okay, so this is just the key value pairing that I'm using, the property of the dictionary that we have with the Python. And here now I have to specify parameters. So there is something known as C value. So there is penalty, dual, total. Then there is C value. Alright, then fit intercept is true. Alright, then there is random state. Then there are max iterations. So I can also specify max iterations. Alright, so I can take max iterations, and let's take a C value. Alright, so we are going to take two things, make the things easy. So here I'll say C, and let me give it a specific value. So I'll say 1.0, and then I'll say 2.0 and 3.0, and let's say 4.0. Okay, so I don't want to make it quite more exhaustive because it is very hard for the system to evaluate. If your system is very low end, it is going to be very hard. Alright, and the second thing, just like C, is going to be max iterations. So I can say max iter, and then I'm going to feed it. So I'll say 100, let's say 200, and let's say 300 and 400. Okay, so you have to try to keep it simple. So I'll run this. I have my params. Now inside this params, alright, here I'm going to say like this, and here I'm going to say KNN. So it is only going to work for KNN later on, and as you can see, it has worked, and best parameters are there. I have the grid score, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. And now in this, for the logistic regression, I'm going to say param grid is equal to params, and here I'm going to say logistic regression like I specified. So it is only going to take the parameters of my logistic regression, and later on here I can say CV is equal to 5, and the next thing is let's say verbose is equal to 3. So I get all of the details. Scoring is equal to accuracy. Alright, so my LR grid is there. Now I'll say LR grid dot fit, and here I can say X train comma Y train. Alright, it has done in 0.2 seconds. Alright, and now here I can say LR grid dot best parameters. Alright, best parameters, and it says we have to select the value as 3, and max iterations are supposed to be 100. So it is going to give us the best score, and this score for the exhaustive grid search. Now let me check it. So I can say not score, I would say best score. So it's a 95%. So 95% is the highest reaching score for the LR. Now I can say LR grid dot score, and I'm going to say X train, and I have 95%, 95.97, and here we have 95.72. Alright, little bit, I would say much better. LR pred is equal to, so first I'm going to go with the log reg dot predict, and I'm going to say, and similarly I'm going to go with the LR grid pred, that is the name I want to give, and I can say LR grid, that is the name of my grid search CV for the logistic regression dot predict, and here I'm going to say X test. I have it. Now I'm going to get the accuracy scores for Y test, comma LR pred. So first I'm going to check for my logistic regression which says 95%, and I'll check for this. So I'll say Y test, and I can say LR grid pred. So it is 96%. We have a better accuracy with the grid search CV because we have the best parameters with us. Alright, so this is the way it works. There are many more things to explore in this, but this is the grid search CV. Okay, so this is completely practical tutorial, and this is the way you can hypertune the parameters. And later on I can say that, okay, whenever I want my C value and the max iteration to be 100, I'll get a better accuracy as compared to, let's say, the defaults. So that is the way it works. Okay, so we can actually test a lot of things. Okay, if you just say LR grid, that is my logistic regression grid, and I said dot, and like this I can get many things. Okay, so there is best index, there is best estimator, there is best parameters, best score, then the classes, cross validation results, decision function, many things. Okay, so I can also say get parameters. So these are all the parameters it has taken, so max iteration and everything and whatnot. Okay, so this is the way we actually gave it the grid parameters. So it actually uses a lot of permutation combinations, basically combinations I would say, and it gives you the best result. All right, so this is the way it works, and let us check for more methods. If I can show you some, I have the classes, that is 0, 1, since it has a binary function, not much efficient, but let us check another CV results. Okay, so these are all the CV results that we get. So mean of the fitting time and scoring and everything. Okay, so we have C values and the best things. So we can get it like this. All right. So I hope you might have learned something or the other from this tutorial, and this tutorial is going to be available to you in the description box below. Okay, this notebook. So it is a GitHub link. Alright, and in the next tutorial we will cover something more with the hyperparameter tuning. And if you like my content, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon so that you get notified every time when I post something new. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.